It all started when I was 16. I got my first job working in the golf course. And at this golf course, there was a boy. You know where this is going, right? He thought I was cute. I thought he was cute. And I made sure I got his attention. So you get past the flirting part, and we got to the talking part, like where you're not together yet, but you're not just friends. You're talking. And everyone else knows that, like, you're off limits. And the whole idea of that part is, like, to figure out, do I really want to go out with you? Do you really want to go out with me? And you kind of lay out the basics. So this guy and I were finally talking. And I was telling him, listen, these are the basics that were on my list. I am a fan of sweet tea. That's right. And I am a fan of Starbucks. He was actually a little bit older and quite a bit more experienced, so I felt it necessary to let him know where I stood. I was like, listen, I plan to wait until I'm married to have sex, so don't plan on getting any. Just basic like that. And what's really funny is what he said back to me. Check this out. I kid you not, this is what he said. He looked at me, and he said this. We'll see about that. Hey, red flag number 1 right there. If the person you're even thinking about dating does not respect you and your standards exactly the way you are without trying to change you, if they're not there, honey, let me tell you where that relationship is headed, and it's not happily ever after. Every time we were together, it got to the point where it wasn't fun anymore. We didn't flirt, we didn't goof around. It wasn't even that much of a friendship. Every time we were together, it got more and more physical. And, you know, some people are like, what's the big deal? You can just mess around a little bit and it won't be a big deal. But every time you're together, you go one more step further and one more step further. So it got to the point where one night, I didn't want to say no anymore. And I gave this guy my virginity, the one thing I could have given my husband on our wedding night, and I gave it to this guy. When you start making decisions based by your hormones in a relationship, do it again. Red flag, this is number 2. Let me tell you where that relationship's headed, and it's not happily ever after. So I stayed with him, and we were intimate for about 7 months. Until finally the end of the relationship came. So something funny had happened with my friend Kevin. And I got home and I couldn't wait to tell my boyfriend. I was like, yeah, and in gym class, me and Kevin were goofing around and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm thinking on the other end of the phone, maybe somebody is gonna laugh or chuckle or giggle or something. And all it is dead silence. You know why? He got mad at me. He thought I was cheating on him with Kevin at school. He didn't trust me, and that did it. Red flag number 3 hit. He didn't trust me. Y'all, if you're in a relationship with someone you don't trust, or if they don't trust you, you don't even have a friendship there. Friends at least trust each other. I had to break up with him. I had to do it. And man, it was hard. I actually only had one free day that week to do it. I had to drive up to his college and do this face-to-face. And the one free day that it happened to be was Valentine's Day. I know! So, I did. I broke up with him. And man, on the way home, all this stuff just hit me. Something was different. Something was changed. I had had the first sexual relationship in my life, and it wasn't with my husband, and now that relationship is over. And something was different and broken, and I didn't know how to fix it or put it back together, and it felt horrible. Now, I have to be honest. I do not know how I didn't get pregnant or an STD or anything. By all statistics, I should have a couple things, and that would have been negative consequences I would have had to deal with. But you know, even though I didn't get any physical consequences, I had emotional consequences I had to deal with. I've got scars from that relationship, and they affected my relationships after that, even into my marriage. Those are definitely real. What we're gonna do next, is give you the opportunity to continue on in this study. You're going to see what the Bible has to say about sex and our responsibility concerning it. And then you have an opportunity to talk about what your thoughts and observations are about the positive and negative consequences of sex. You probably know people who this has affected, and this is a great time to share what you've learned. And we've also given you a brochure that talks a little bit more about this. I want to talk specifically to those of you right now who have gone too far or all the way, or who've had stuff done to you that's not your fault. I want you to look in that brochure. There's a special section for you. It's called Second Virginity, and it talks about what you can do to start over. It's important that you know that the best way to start over is with God as part of that decision. We all need help healing. He can take away the pain and the scars. All you have to do is ask. For the rest of you, let me just encourage you, as you're still considering waiting until you're married to have sex, it is one of the best decisions that you could make to avoid experiencing the negative consequences and experience all of the positive ones, especially on your wedding night. So remember, the consequences are real. You decide which ones you want.